I also had a very interesting conversation with the late great Pimp C, Chad Butler, Tony Snow, one of my favorite rappers of all times, who was a huge fan of Tupac, loves his music. I've stated before that one of the last CDs that Tupac bought was UGK's album that they put out around that time. We played that album all the way to Las Vegas in September of 1996. I told Pimp C this, and Pimp C was over the moon with that news because he was like, man, Tupac has always been my favorite rapper. And he felt good that Tupac actually knew who he was and was actually listening to his music. Little sidebar. We were about to get signed to Jive Records in the early 90s, like 1992, 1993. And there were three groups that Jive was looking at. It was Souls of Mischief, UGK, and at the time we were known as Dramacidal. We didn't get the deal, and I'll tell y'all that story another time because that story is something else as well. But UGK and Souls of Mischief did get the deal. And of course, obviously, me being a huge UGK Pimp C fan, I love the fact that they was able to get their deal. But I want to go back to the story that Pimp C told me. Pimp C told me we had maybe a 2.5, 3 hour conversation because one of my dreams was to put Tupac and him on a record together, even though they never got a chance to record together. I was able to do that. Unfortunately, the song didn't make any posthumous Tupac's albums. I did a remix myself. Shout out to Shorty B. Me and him worked on that remix together. Unfortunately, Tupac's mother didn't like some of the subject matter that Pimp C chose to use in his verse, and she shot the remix down. But you can still hear that remix on my OG, my classic mixtape, OG, established 1992, my first mixtape, the first in a series of OGs. I put that remix on there. Me and Pimp C, during the process of recording that remix, had a conversation. He was basically, it was basically a conversation of him letting me know for us to keep our head up, for us to recognize and realize that we were a rarity in this industry, and because we weren't involved with some of the darker things that go on in this industry, because we were cut from a different cloth, it was going to be harder for us to reach the kind of success that we felt like we deserved, especially after Tupac passing, and the industry not wanting that kind of cloth in the industry anymore. You know, Pimp C was cut from that kind of cloth.